What's up guys, Spiritual Lemonade back with another video. This is a special video. I've been waiting for a long time to do this. Obviously, Low Blow by Andy Tribe dropped a couple years ago now, back in 2023. And at that time, I wasn't on YouTube, so I don't have an album reaction to this album out. And we're getting ready for Smokefest. Smokefest is next Friday, not this Friday, but next. And I'm gonna do a couple videos probably of stuff that has been out. In this case, it's Low Blow. Maybe next week at some point I will do the first Indie Tribe album, Upper Hand, and maybe a few other things next week. So maybe not as much new music that dropped this week for leading up to Smokefest. I want to make it kind of fun. So obviously I've heard this album, but it has been a while since I've listened all the way through to this entire album, mainly because I wanted to make a video. I knew I wanted to do this close to the time of Smokefest. So I'm excited for this. We're going to try and see if I hear any bars that I've never heard before. Like maybe I missed a bar and now I catch it, because that happens a lot. Like especially with Bodega, listening to that several times, you know, you hear things that you might have missed. So I'm excited for this. I got Genius pulled up in case I miss any lyrics. Before we get into this, remember, when life gives us lemons, we praise the Lord. And when life takes our lemons, we still praise the Lord. Let's get into the first song, 40 Days. Let's get it.
Welcome back. I know it's been a minute. We've been busy. I got a lot to show you. I'm gonna be honest though.
Tribe on the move.
It ain't pretty.
Yeah. Say a prayer for me and mine. I got a need to climb. Come and see my daily conversation with the divine. Lately it just looks a lot more like staying silent. Whether or not I speak really ain't gonna change climate. Don't talk to me like I don't clap giants. I'm too gassed up, feel like Joe Biden. Some of y'all passed.
I'm too gassed up, feel like Joe Biden. That's crazy. I mean, it's been a while, I feel like, since Joe Biden's been in office, even though it's only been about a year now. That's a reference to the high gas prices. I mean, gas is still pretty high in my opinion, but that's what that was referencing there.
Giants. I'm too gassed up, feel like Joe Biden. Some of y'all passed up and now you apologizing. Y'all wanna act up, I wanna act like I ain't violent. You put it on your kid's life, how you not sliding. I don't even wanna speak if I can't stand by it. They showed us what a man was, but I had to redefine it. I'm working on self-control and being okay with crying. Y'all said I'm way off, y'all said I'm backsliding. How you got eternal life and still feel like dying? Just cause God won, it don't mean stop fighting. Be who he said I am. Man, I'm still trying.
How many more times I got?
He said they showed us what a man was, but I had to redefine it. The annotation here says men are often stereotypically seen as tough, with the belief that men don't cry because it's perceived as a sign of weakness, something a man supposedly doesn't have. However, crying can actually be a sign of strength, as highlighted in the Bible. John Keith, who frequently expresses his vulnerability in his songs, explains that being an open and emotional is a form of strength. That is like, these are the things that I don't always get on the first listen. So shout out to whoever did that little annotation there. But it is very true, especially even with this last album that John Keith just put out, Grow Wings. Insane album, very emotional, as well as Eremos. But yeah, redefining what a man is. Like, sometimes it does require crying or vulnerability to grow, which is fire.
Before you answer,
Man, I'm still trying.
we tired.
Yeah. Life getting better, but my eyes getting redder. My mind feeling like a tightrope tether. One side hell and the other side heaven. One man's hell, that's another man's lesson. Bread gon' rise with a little bit of leaven. One bad speech gon' ruin the whole message. Almost OD tryna.
One wrong speech gon' ruin the whole message. That's a bar right there.
My credit, set my soul free if I really would let him. 20 years of pain feel like 40 days of pouring rain. Noah, if you know it, then you feel
Still
the
same.
same. Love and fear together doesn't correlate. The gospel giving everything I felt the Torah take. Trauma isn't always very obvious. I'm finding out my childhood was haunted with accomplishments. Lose my sense of self without applause. Insecurity is close whenever arrogance involved. Problems that my parents couldn't solve, passed down from before, gonna end with me. Had to look into the mirror and say, let me be. Send a message through the tears and say, set me free, free.
Someone once told me, good sailors ain't made with calm seas.
Yeah.
We in the middle of a storm.
I can't believe the things I'm looking at. My wife cooking dinner for me in a brand new house. I shave my head so I could grow a bat. Think that's a metaphor for everything I've been through. I'ma tell you about. I think
Yeah. I like this, what Mowgli says about his hair, because I look at my hair the exact same way. I know Mowgli has always had different hairstyles all throughout his career. He changes it a lot, and a lot of times he'll go from like super long hair. This time he has really long dreads, and I'm sure at some point he will completely shave it all off, which is what I end up doing a lot of the times, even though I hate shaving my head. I hate how it looks when I do it. But it gets to a point where like my hair will get to a certain length and I just feel the need to shave it. He's putting the angle out there that growing your hair out, or shaving your head and then growing your hair out, is a metaphor for everything that he's been through in life, which is fire. That is like a very similar way I look at it myself. Shout out to Mowgli for real.
did everything that I believe in back to the beginning and built it back on top of Christ arisen. I'm still agnostic on a lot, but think the journey have to point in living. I'm worried less about the politicking. I've learned less in school than talking with my friends over drinks. I learned that money makes you happier than most people think. I learned that people you go for.
That's another thing that he talks about in this song specifically, is money makes you happier than most people think, which is very true. A lot of people come from the opinion that money doesn't buy you happiness. That is like the common thing that people say, which honestly doesn't make a lot of sense, no pun intended there, because money definitely can buy you some form of happiness. Maybe it doesn't stay forever, but in the moment it's like it can make you very happy, but it does wear away, which is what he's probably getting at as well. But you know, like just straight up, sometimes money can buy you happiness.
I learned that money makes you happier than most people think. I learned that people you call friends should really change in a blink. I learned forgiveness more than just a sentiment that you think. I learned that just cause you ain't fail, it doesn't mean that you pass. I learned that things done in the dark come back to biting. I learned that people trust you more after you take off the mask. Hey yo, is you a Christian rapper? I'm so glad that you asked. I'm an imperfect, complex paddle on the
Yeshua.
Judge me by my fruit, not the market for a genre. We bringing meat that we gon' chew on with the rest of you. Indie tribe back to save lives through the Father.
Quiet on the set.
Camera rolling. Take one. Action.
Super smooth transition there. 40 Days is an incredible opener. This was before Tory Deshawn, I believe. This was the album that they had dropped without Tory, and then they did Indy 500 last year, I think. And then this year, at the VIP party, I got the VIP pass for Smokefest this year, and there's going to be a album release party, so there is a new Indie Tribe album dropping next week, which I am excited about. I have no idea when I'll get the reaction out. By the time I react to it, it's going to be another one of those situations where I've already heard the album, but I'm still going to make a video on it, and I'll probably talk about my experience at Smokefest in that video as well. So I'm super excited about that. Be on the lookout for that video within the next couple weeks. But I'm also very excited to be there at the VIP party, because I'm hoping that they have the vinyl for the new album at least, and hopefully they have the vinyl for Low Blow, because I was not collecting vinyl back then, and I am so upset with myself that I didn't get it. I can't explain how disappointed I am. Same with Bodega 1. I didn't get that vinyl, and Mike LV has said he's not repressing it. And I'm like, bro, I really missed out on some of these albums. But hopefully there will be vinyls there at Smokefest. But let's get into the second song, Act, one of my favorites from this album.
Look,
Baby, I'm drenched, living water flowing. Ain't no manifest, we reaping what I'm sowing.
Yahweh told me he would do it and he wasn't joking. He the difference between how it was and how it's going. Wet, whole team going
Dumb in the chat,
Nobody front, I came from
way in the back.
We was cool until we
When
went
it
and
got the tag,
Started making movies, now we don't know how to
act.
You know me, I'm your OG, low key. I be so glad we ain't low key. Dozing, that is not us. I get
No sleep.
Who you know that could top us? I'm like, show me. Wife ain't rocking with no sign.
She at Enneagram 10.
Why I need a 9 when I just registered my pen? I was climbing to the ceiling, but I think God misplaced it. They won't put me on no playlist, I'm no good at fitting in. Baby, I'm drenched, living water flowing. Ain't no manifest, I'm reaping what I'm sowing. Yahweh told me he would do it and he wasn't joking. He the difference between how it was and how it's going. Wet, whole team going dumb in the chat. Nobody front, I came from way in the back. We was cool until we went and got the tag. Started making movies, now we done.
Okay, this take 2. Crew just made a movie. Citizen Kane, this beat is able. Valley a shadow of debt, but I'm not upset, man. Look at my table. Look at my wardrobe like an old war show. Look at my forces.
Yeah, that Citizen Kane bar is insane. The annotation right here explains it. This is a more concise way of explaining it, but it's referencing the movie Citizen Kane, which this whole song is called Act. Started making movies, now we don't know how to act. Citizen Kane, this beat is Abel, the story of Cain and Abel as well from Genesis, and it's a statement about the quality of the beat in the song, which is so on, like it says here, it could even be like a double or triple entendre, which is crazy.
Look at my, this your favorite indie film. You know we don't need no label. Red carpet from
Partners, you gon' have to pardon us.
Read a lot of Paul.
There ain't no ball, there ain't no blart in us.
Pay your pardon, part to see you see it.
Paul Blart Mall Cop, fire movie.
Partners, indie tribe assemble. This the end game. Ain't that marvelous? Don't know.
Indie Tribe Assemble, this the end game. Ain't that marvelous? Marvel, the MC universe, and then the Avengers Assemble. And then Endgame. It's an Avengers bar right there. There's like 3 meanings. Fire.
I can never win a golden globe. Yahweh told me kick it and I did it cause he taught me so.
Yeah, and then Mowgli starts his off with a crazy bar. Don't know how to act. I could never win a Golden Globe. If you do know how to act, then you would be winning a Golden Globe award. Fire.
Yahweh told me kick it and I did it cause he
Told me so.
Fighting with my flesh, got my vices going toe to toe. I'm tired of dancing around a subject, miss me with that dosey dope. Got a whole tribe in the building. We changing history like if the Wampanoag would have just killed them pilgrims. Y'all soft like Gildan. Polyester ain't no pressure that could make me crash like Zildjian.
Baby,
Make me crash like Zildjian. That's a crazy line right there. If you don't know what Zildjian is, I think it's mostly for percussion instruments like drums and all that, but also with the drums comes like the hi-hats and cymbals. Make me crash like Zildjian. You have the car crash effect in there, but also crash as in like a cymbal crashing.
drenched, living water flowing. Ain't no manifest, I'm reaping what I'm sowing. Yahweh told me he would do it and he wasn't joking. He the difference between how it was and how it's going. Wet, whole team going dumb in the chat. Nobody front, I came from way in the back. We was cool until we went and got the tag. Started making movies, now we don't know how to act.
Crazy. That is, like, I still can't get over this album right here. There's so many interesting things that they do throughout this, especially in some of the other more low-key songs, like Free. Pepe Le Pew is still my favorite song from this album. And then they also have Act, like the bangers on this project. Next up, we have more of like a boom bap style beat on Don't Shoot the Messenger. Let's get into this one.
Yeah. Y'all already know what it is. Hold on, let me check my watch real quick. I think it's about that time.
Shout out to WAP.
In the other direction, I'm only reminding you of what you already know, and that's one thing. Any tribe save lives, you heard?
Hey, nearly gave my heart to the race, but now I'm pacing it. Saw the elephant in the room, but now I'm caging it. Almost on my soda machine, but now I'm right.
Saw the elephant in the room, but now I'm caging it. That is a bar right there. That's a reference to Cage the Elephant, which is a band. And whoa. And also, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I've listened to a little bit of Cage the Elephant. They have more of a gritty, like, kind of sound as well, using a lot of fuzzy kind of effects on the vocals, which is what No Big Deal is doing right here. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that the vocals kind of have that same kind of distortion on them.
But now I'm caging it. Almost on my soda machine, but now I'm raging it. Then I almost gave up my dream, but now I'm praying it. Don't shoot the messenger, please. I'm just relaying it.
Oh, and then almost sold my soul to Machine, but now I'm raging it. Rage Against the Machine is another band.
Hello? Yes, we have it. Come through, man. Dang. Okay then. Always calling.
Okay, in my element,
Found my residence.
Heaven sent, but y'all worship dead presidents. I was just another kid trying to find relevance. Then it hit light bulb, Edison. White Jesus couldn't free us. I had to find Yeshua. America deceived us. Yeah, I walked away from bread to eat beats. Now my letters getting stacked. God says
I walked away from bread to start eating beets. That's fire. Eating, it could mean, that could be a double entendre. Eating beets as in, like, healthy foods and all that, like fruits and vegetables. The beet as in a vegetable. And then also, a musical beat, which is fire.
cheese, they appalled. I'm a peas boy. Look at me, boy. I mean, without living drip, I'm just.
Oh yeah, and then he says, "Now my lettuce getting stacked." God said, "Say cheese." So kind of like playing on that. It was like food. He's playing with his food. That's what he's doing.
Your whole life tick-tocking like E-boys, and my whole wife popping, she a dream.
Hey, yo, that's what we doing now? Hey, look, don't look.
Now your whole life tick-tocking like E-boys. That's a bar.
I'm just telling you what they told me. Try to help you out.
Don't shoot, look. Hey, I saw you change a little bit to get a little change. Compromise a little bit to get a little fame. In public, you holy. In private, are you still the same? Who are you really when Temple hit the pillowcase? Didn't like the business plan. Label me a simpleton.
Who really are you when your temple hit the pillowcase? When you have gone to sleep? When you're behind closed doors? Who are you? Who truly are you? That is a crazy, poetic way to put that. No Big Deal always comes with some poetic bars.
What is that? Wimbledon. What you say, what you live, that should be a synonym. Don't kill the messenger, the message would have been.
Ooh, back and forth over net. What is that? Wimbledon? Wimbledon as in tennis, like, back and forth tennis over the net. But then over the net as in the internet. You're going back and forth with other people. What is that? Wimbledon? That's fire.
A friend that's willing to check you is gonna build you. Scripture say the kisses from enemies gonna kill you. I couldn't keep it quiet just to keep the money right, especially when the mother and the wife caught a funny vibe. In the Waffle House trying to get one on the sunny side. Waitress with the vibes trying to get up in the photo. Text from the lawyer said the compromise a no-go. Friend turned to foe, man, that's feeling like a low.
The friend turned to foe, that's feeling like a low blow. Feels like a punch right in the gut when someone who you feel was close to you turns out they really aren't. They're like your enemy. And then he also touched kind of halfway through that verse. Scripture says kisses from your enemies will kill you, meaning why are you out here trying to get all this attention from people that are enemies, because all that will do is harm you. There's no gain from that.
I popped out, lived a lot of life since back recording at my pop's house. Spent a lot of nights awake, wrestling with my doubts. Took a couple bruises, but we got it on lock now. Yeah, someone tell Clyde I can't find where my chain went. I'ma need another pack or I'ma start complaining. I might pack up everything and hoof it back to Canaan. I just live life, but to you it's entertainment. Cooking up that bottle full of Henny at the Grammys type beat. This Miami in the summer, rockin' denim type heat. This that hit me with that sucker punch, I'm still on my feet. Planted on the concrete. If you build somebody else's dreams, I won't want a beer. A festival is popping like some onomatopoeia. I started doing dishes, but got paid for my ideas. And he tried, no, we ain't gon' drift apart like Pangea.
Oh, that's what we doing now?
Indie Tribe, we're not gonna drift apart like Pangea. Pangea is back when like all of the land on Earth was connected. Pangea separated, you know, the water split all the different parts of the land that we know now. That's fire. That's like a, I don't know, is that geography, something like that kind of bar. Mowgli always has such like crazy lines.
I'm gonna tell you the message that they told me to tell you, and it reads as follows. Envy, it don't look good on you.
Alright, next up we got Slidin', another classic on this album. Let's get it.
Help so much with it.
We good?
Lately, I ain't been on no island. Baby, now you know where to find me. Crazy, I was on a God's timing. They hate me, but I'm still going diamond. Get up, quit, used to slip. Now we sliding. Mouth full of gold. Used to blow, now we shining. Came up, quit, used to slip. Now we sliding. Stuck to the cold. Used to blow, now we shining. Got it out the dirt. I used to think I need a dime to tell me what I'm worth. I never run out of these lines if I stay in the verse. I was the very last one you think will come in first. I took the red pill. Grandma said she...
Ooh, he said, I never run out of lines if I stay in the verse, if I stay in this universe, because John Keith has obviously talked about, you know, his whole story in sometimes not wanting to be here. And he said that if I run out of these lines... or I would never run out of lines if I stayed in this verse. So as long as he's here in the universe, he will never run out of lines, like verse, you know, he wouldn't ever run out of music to make, is what he's saying, which is another really poetic way of putting that.
As long as I could pay the bills. Told her when I make it, she get house up on the hills. That's her, she ain't make it, how am I supposed to feel? I can't follow through the deal, but labels calling about some deals. Ain't doing no explaining. Slid on thin ice, you're lying to entertain. Holy smoke, I'm on a high, so the devil wanna fade me. Made it to 25, I feel amazing. Lately, I ain't been on no island. Baby, now you know where to find me. Crazy, I was on a God's timing. They hate me, but I'm still going diamond. Head up, quit, used to slip, now we sliding. Mouth full of gold, used to blow, now we shining. Came up, quit, used to slip, now we sliding. Stuck to the cold, used to blow, now we shining.
Let me talk to him. Realness the only language that I got fluent. A lot of questions.
That's a fire bar. I feel like Lil Wayne had a bar that was similar to that from earlier in his career. He said, I feel like it's on 6 foot, 7 foot. I speak the truth, but I guess that's a foreign language to y'all. That's what he said on 6 foot, 7 foot. And then Mowgli said something very similar. Realness, the only language that I got fluent. It's just a super swag bar. Like, he's just, you know, it's nothing too crazy or anything. It just sounds really cool.
I couldn't stop chewing. Know the righteousness and only measure what you're not doing. Where's the fruit?
Keep it a buck.
Man, I went off the rails. After I had my heart broken, cut in half and impaled. I cut the light out from the source. I didn't handle it well. My body counting to the moon. I put my spirit through hell, but still I see redemption when I look at my wife. And I'm reminded of the goodness found in following Christ. Now I'm flying around the country, rocking crowds with a mic, and all the pain up in my verses, filling kids up with life. I'm saying,
lately I ain't been on no island. Baby, now you know where to find me. Crazy, I was on a God's timing. They hate me, but I'm still going diamond. Came up, quit, used to slip, now we sliding. Mouth full of gold, used to blow, now we shining. Came up, quit, used to slip, now we sliding. Stuck to the cold, used to blow, now we shining.
Yeah, Billy grew up in a world world that didn't want me living. Bully cause I had a father and my father's pigment. That's from both sides, didn't fit in my whole life. Robbed me for my coat and now them same folks want a coat ride. Dreams are going go.
They robbed me for my coat and now them same folks want a coat ride. That's a crazy bar.
The motive is to medicate emotions that I go hide. Oh my, mama couldn't see me with the 4-5. Little did she know my type of demon on the worldwide web. I kept a couple dozen secrets, man, I won't lie.
Little did she know my type of demon on the worldwide, which he has also been outspoken, similar to John Keith, on like his more vulnerable sides to himself. No Big Deal has talked about it in several songs, especially on The People We Became, his struggles with lust and porn, which is on the World Wide Web, you know, just online. That's the reference there. Little did she know my type of demon, like my type of struggle, my sin struggle, was online. That's another crazy way to put that.
Confession was the key, he used to free me. The sun came in right on schedule, he not a preemie. Hoping every season that you see him when you see me.
Lately, I ain't been on no island. Baby, now you know what if.
Oh yeah, I kept a couple dozen secrets, man, I won't lie, was the next bar after that. And then confession was the key he used to free me. So like, you know, you think of when you're not free, you know, you're locked up, you're stuck, and his way of being free, the key for that, for No Big Deal, was confession, which it's not just for No Big Deal, it's for a lot of people. Confession is the key to finding freedom from certain sins, like whatever specifically you struggle with.
Crazy, I was on God's timing. They hate me, but I'm still going diamond. Came up quick, used to slip, now we sliding. Mouth full of gold, used to glow, now we shining. Came up quick, used to slip, now we sliding. Stuck to the cold, used to glow, now we shining.
Yeah, John Keith on a hook is dangerous. Like, that is, you know, their secret weapon for hooks is honestly John Keith, in my opinion. I mean, No Big Deal, Tory, Mowgli, they have really good hooks as well. But specifically John Keith, you know that it's going to be super catchy and just very beautiful melodic wise. So that, when Slidin' was released as a single, I was like, oh man, it's over. That's crazy. We got Casket up next with my boy Kevy K, well, formerly known as Kevy K, Kevin Ellis on the intro. Let's get it.
You gotta stand on something eventually, guys. Show them Indie Tribe. Co-sign it. We co-sign an Indie Tribe. Indie Tribe is tough. 10 out of 10. I don't care. Indie Tribe is tough.
Head of the class, head of the pack, heavenly rap. Better to master than be mastered by petty cash. Anything you attach to's a heavy bag. Better if it's tattooed, it's really that. I could never go the ways of the masses. Ay, couldn't be a slave to the lashes. Rather die than a life full of average. Got a King James and it came with a casket. Grave digger, fade giver, debate winner. Pacing and impatient cause the rage in him. Graceless and elated when he sprayed venom. But the savior took a racer to the hate in him. Had to face it,
But the savior took a racer to the hate in him. This flow and rhyme scheme right here, where it's like grave digger, fade giver, debate winner, pacing and impatient cause the rage in him, graceless and elated when he sprayed venom, but the savior took a racer to the hate. Like the way that he emphasizes every word, it's not just the end word rhyming. There's rhymes within the line itself, and emphasis on the A sound. That is just insane writing.
Live cause lately feeling like a slave to the screen, call me an HD. Had to take a break from the post like I was Sway Lee. Block 27 accounts, now that's a great week.
I had to take a break from the posts like Sway Lee and Post Malone, Sunflower, their song together, but then I had to take a break from the posts on Instagram or social media. Like I was Sway Lee, fire.
Billy, I need you to impeach me. Glory to the King of Kings, I need to decrease. The devil was whining and then we dropped CC. And I eat beats all week, call me Keith Lee.
Yeah.
ABC.
All right, and he is just bar after bar on this one. The devil was whining, and then we drop CC Winans. That's the reference in CC itself. And then I eat beats all week, call me Keith Lee. Keith Lee, pretty well known, I feel like, TikTok star. I think he was from TikTok, but he's also like on Instagram and all that. He does food reviews, I believe, which is fire.
1, 2, 3, CSP, KJV. Translation, as long as you waiting for the day to face JC. We on the same team, even though the gang may be. Head of the class, head of the pack, heavenly rap. Better to master than be mastered by petty cash. Anything you attach to's a heavy bag. Better if it's tattooed, it's really that.
I could never
go the ways of the masses. Ay, couldn't be a slave to the lashes.
There we go.
Rather die than a life full of average. Got a King James and it came with a casket.
Baby, you couldn't pay me. Draw the line, I'm trying to get it. Go ahead and trace me. Got you switching up for the clout. You did a lame thing. Maybe this the real you now, or maybe it's Maybelline. Hey Keith, what you saying? Don't.
Maybe this the real you now, or maybe it's Maybelline. Maybelline is a makeup brand, so he's basically saying, is this the real you, or is it still the fake you? Because, I mean, not like makeup is fake, but like, he's meaning like you use Maybelline as like a mask, basically, to hide the real you.
Can't see what I'm painting. Let me own up everything that you chasing. Really own ya. And they seen it like slavery. Don't approach us. I just dug my own grave and it's lit. Traded in my cash for a crown and it fit. Please don't ask if we sign it again. Putting rappers in the ground the only time I use my pen, right? Hey, blessings still coming from.
Man, he said, please don't ask if we're signing again. Putting rappers on the ground the only time I use my pen, right? That's crazy.
Down. You wanna ride with your top down? How much my price is a lot now? Christ got my masters.
Head of the class, head of the pack, heavenly rap. Better to master than be mastered by petty cash. Anything you attach to's a heavy bag. Better if it's tattooed, it's really that. I could never go the ways of the masses. Ay, couldn't be a slave to the lashes. Rather die than a life full of average. Got a King James and it came with a casket.
Take all my blessings, double it and pass it to someone else. I got more coming, my short.
That's fire. You know, the play. He's referencing the double it or give it to the next person type thing. Take all my blessings or double it and pass it to someone else. Right there.
Take all my blessings, double it and pass it to someone else. I got more coming, my shortcomings been covered fully by the one that poured out his blood for me to conquer hell. Keep on praying to the universe, man, whatever helps. You might assume that you know all my views, cause you watch some dude on YouTube misusing some scripture. Sure, you've contemplated the wisdom of the ages and came to the conclusion you see the whole picture. You need to look at the Leviathan. Think of another bruised ego, amigo. I don't wanna hear you play the world's smallest violin. You see me stone with my daddy and I'm styling. The son of man took his vision, I cast aside my ambition, and now we're reeling the mission, converting way too efficient. I turn my product to listen to fear of God because wisdom is searching me the decision to heal me.
Yeah, that's crazy. He said, let's go back a little bit, where he said, I'm sure you've contemplated the wisdom of the ages and came to the conclusion that you see the whole picture, which is something I feel like the entirety of Indie Tribe kind of portrays on Instagram and makes sure that like they're talking about the big picture, not just focusing in on one certain aspect of Christianity, or like living out their faith. Really making sure everyone sees what the bigger picture is, which is fire. I don't know if that's necessarily exactly what he's referencing in this song, but then he said, there go another bruised ego, amigo. I don't want to hear you play the world's smallest violin. That was just funny there. What Mowgli went crazy.
Heavenly rap, better to master than be mastered by petty cash. Anything you attach to's a heavy bag. Better if it's tattooed, it's really that. I could never go the ways of the masses. Ay, couldn't be a slave to the lashes. Rather die than a life full of average.
Got a King James and it came with a casket.
Whole lot of body bags in here right now. Here's a bouquet of flowers. Drop it on the casket. Saying farewells. Kissing goodbye.
Fire. Alright, we got Rich up next. Let's get it. It's another banger.
Hop Out the coop like there you go again. Tribe on the move, but I stay in God's hand. I'ma tell the truth, I don't never have plans.
I just wing it like Goose, man, it's probably never land. I just wing it like Goose, that's why I'll never land. Goose is a reference to someone in Top Gun, I believe, which is why I never land, you know, the whole airplane flying kind of thing.
Your city, tell your friends, girl, you ain't my wife, you gon' pay to get in. I just got adopted, now my bro the son of man. God did a lot, I'm just doing what I want. Hey, Pop said he proud of me. What else? Forever young, I'm a prodigy. Hey,
Don John, yeah, I gotta be.
Cutting heads off of snakes like the Odyssey.
Y'all just lying, I'm Daniel.
I said,
But all that bull. Bro, those double entendres back to back, when I first heard that, I was like, there's no way he just said that. But it is a double on both of those lines, but one of them is a triple because he said, y'all just lying, I'm Daniel. Daniel in the lion's den. And also, John Keith is going to be the voice, or is the voice already, of Daniel from Daniel and the Lion's Den, part of the Bible, in like the Bible Project like animation or something like that. I don't know if that's out yet, but he is the voice actor for Daniel, which is fire. And then I said bye to all that Bible, but I said bye to all that crap. Like, that's fire.
Try, I'm a handful, who's that? Try, don't get trampled. Hey kid, look what Yahweh did. Talk to me like I'm rich, like I'm rich. I ain't gotta ice my wrist. Living water, that's my drip. Homie, please don't slip. Told devil we ain't friends. Stop trying to talk to the kid. Talk to the kid. Switch up, that don't make sense. But maybe that's cause I'm rich. Baby, I'm...
Hey, God sent me this pack. Can I get hotter if we made the track with Sodom in the back?
It couldn't be hotter than if we made the track with Sodom in the back. That's crazy.
The tribal, then it's probably gonna be whack. I know you proud of me. I mean,
I'm in the bottom of my bag.
I need apologies from principalities and powers haunting me. Say sorry. Obey and praise the Prince of Peace, my only policy. It's true.
And that alliteration, I think, is what it's called, where he's emphasizing like, let's see what he said. He said, I know he proud of me. I mean, I'm in the bottom of my bag. Whoa, that was terrible. I slipped up my words there. I need apologies from principalities and powers haunting me. Obey and praise the Prince of Peace, my only policy. Better read the pedigree. Acknowledge me, a preacher, poet, and his pot. Like, the way that he's just using alliteration throughout this is crazy.
Better read the pedigree, you gon' acknowledge me. I'm all of the above, a preacher, poet, and his pottery. Honestly, I've been struggling to rest. See the worst instead of best. Lead a peace and chase his stress, but he gon' be my safety net. I can't stay in Saint's nest. Yahweh gave me lacy, then he graced me with a racing debt. I was waiting patiently for feelings in my...
Yahweh gave me LASIK, meaning he took the scales from his eyes, and now he is no longer blind to his sin. He sees it for what it is, and now he can see.
To connect, praying in my closet till my aces were wet. Yahweh made the payment and there ain't nothing left. When you chasing after freedom, you ain't chasing a check.
Hey kid, look what Yahweh did. Talk to me like I'm rich, like I'm rich. I ain't gotta ice my wrist. Living water, that's my drip. Homie, please don't slip. Told devil we ain't friends. Stop trying to talk to the kid. Talk to the kid. Switch up, that don't make sense. But maybe that's cause I'm rich. Baby, I'm...
That's literally what rich means. They just laid it out for y'all. I got a 5-bedroom house in heaven covered in gold. Yahweh lives down the block from me, and Peter's my neighbor.
Fire. All right, we got Below the Belt, and I believe this was produced by Nate Rose. I know some of the producers throughout this, and I'm pretty sure that he did on this one. But let's get right into this. Yeah, Nate Rose.
Yeah, okay. Mary had a little lamb and he the reason I'm the GOAT. I wanna learn to walk on water, yeah, I just wanna buy a boat. I know I've always had a problem just doing what I'm told. God sneezed in my face, but it's a different kind of cold.
If you a dog,
God sneezed in my face. Boy, that's a different type of cold. He's not talking about that kind of cold where you're literally sneezing.
Goddard, don't even bother. I left the dark side and met my father. It turns out that I'm a Skywalker. I get them hands high without a chopper. Dummy, the whole tribe going Kirk, and I ain't talking Franklin. Life put me in the dirt and I forgot to thank him. Cause then it led me to the church and I don't mean to sank them. These boys ego Titanic, think it's time I sank them. Yeah, I lose it. I dream lucid. You couldn't cancel me, you didn't choose me. Said it's impossible, I'm Tom Cruising. They swinging low, but I got no contusion.
Said it's impossible, I'm Tom Cruising.
Her Lucy crying, that boy Don abusive.
Yeah, I put my 10,000 hours in, her 20,000 no's, but I came back from every one of them with 40,000 flows.
Man, that entrance, I feel like this is a common reoccurrence from Mowgli specifically, is every time he starts a verse, it's like always an insane opener, and then also when he ends his verse, it's always like a crazy way to end it. Indie Tribe save lives like Narcan, Indie Tribe save lives through the Father, and like just all that kind of stuff, specifically on Indie Tribe songs. But he said, what was I put my 10,000 hours in and heard 20,000 no's, but came back from every one of them with 40,000 flows. So from the 20,000 no's, he multiplied it by 2 with 40,000 different flows, which is insane.
Fans with just a handful of my bros. There's some things you can't control, and I've accepted we've been chosen. They try to take the fest from us like Danny Ocean. We just walking tall while pride and ego got you more like Dan DeVito. When life gets out, you never get to take a single free throw. But I'm gonna chill out on the bench if y'all were paying evil with evil. I evil Knievel over the BS. Some people in my contest that I ain't ready to see it, cause I'm still working.
He evil Knievels over the BS, like over all the crap. He just goes straight over it. He doesn't even like go through or like think about any of that. He just blows right past it.
How I can work on my resentment. Hit me low below the belt, ain't coming back without protection. Where's my comeback? Lil Caesar keep the verses.
He hit me low below the belt, ain't coming back without protection, and then in parentheses, where's my cup at? What?
I'm ready, tribe full of beasts. They found us wandering the Serengeti. My knees are weak and my palms sweaty. At Holy Smoke, the fans throw out their hands like eating Marshall's mom spaghetti.
My knees are weak, my palms are sweaty. At Holy Smoke, the fans throw up their hands like eating Marshall mom spaghetti. It's an Eminem reference.
Right below the belt.
Yeah. Below the belt. Okay. Christian, but I isn't no political figure. Made in Yahweh's image, I don't fit in your picture. I grew up where cops pull up and call you a nigga, so I can't pretend at a party got my interests considered. Look, I'm a family guy. I turn a saint from a sinner, but if you disrespect Lil Baby, pow, right in the kisser.
Look, I'm a family guy. I turned a saint from a sinner, but if you disrespect Lil Baby, pow, right in the kisser. Like
stripes,
that.
I look a little like Tigger. They used to put me down, but now I'm pick of the litter. I pick up a pencil, a pen, and then I'm penning a pistol.
Bro, he's doing it again.
I left the tree alone like switching to Kindle. I thought in 2021 I hit my biggest potential. Then it tripled. Guess my faith was just a little too little. A mustard seed is what you need, huh? Little living water plus the sun will grow a tree, huh? Obedience be the fruit and Putin even bow a knee when Jesus come through clouds and breeze. Yeshua is more correct if I perfectly exegete.
What y'all thought this was? Indie Tribe wasn't gonna come off the top rope and drop an elbow upon your head top. You bugging. It's 4 horsemen on the saddleback, running up on you like a stampede. Just when y'all thought we was down, y'all turn y'all back on us. And by the time you turn around, bop, we got you. Right below the belt. Come on. You know what's happening.
Crazy song right there. A lot of punchlines on that. We got Plan up next. Let's get it.
Something to help you too.
I used to dream about the day that I would grow up, drop my first tape and swear that I was about to blow up. Reality set in and rent ain't cheap, so now I'm working at a job that I can hardly stand to show up to. I save some money, put a plan into action, in hopes that I can change the situation I'm trapped in. A tree fell on my whip and my insurance is trash, so all the money that I saved I had to put it right back in.
Out on my last leg, I'm exhausted. Fell down on my face and I lost it. Holding on hurts more than to let go. All my dreams get lost in the echo.
I'm
time is like a bandage. Your ways are complicated, tired of trying to understand it. Obsessing about the way it all plays out inside my head, instead of bringing it to you, who would listen when I said,
yeah, what's crazy about this song is this is the one that brings, like, when I hear this, it brings me back to the first time I listened to this album, because this had dropped right before Smokefest of 2023. I think it was maybe the week before Smokefest. So I was super excited about this album, but I wasn't doing YouTube at the time. So I was still planning on staying up late and listening to it, but what I ended up doing is I just took my car and went for a drive at like 12 o'clock at night whenever it dropped. And I just remember this one specifically I drove to the parking lot where at the time I wasn't working at Kroger, but it's where I used to work. Before I was at the job I am now. I used to work for Kroger, so I just drove there to the Kroger I used to work at. There were no cars in the parking lot. It was just me, and I remember this specific song playing, and it just reminds me of that. Like, it was such a fun time listening to this project for the first time in the car, and this is the one that brings me back to that moment.
I'm just trying to do the best I can. Man-made spinning, God laughs, or the whole world spinning in the background. I've been going nowhere fast, while the light my path, and I'll follow what you say now.
I found a girl when I was climbing up to heaven. Eyes made of diamonds and a smile was a weapon. Caught up in the ride, I was blind to the message. Problems would arise, but I didn't want to question it. Finally, I got the courage to address it. Baby let me in, it's like I couldn't learn my lesson. Her love was a weapon, but I had a little death wish. She lived inside a proverb, 5, 6, 7. Man makes plans and God laughs again. Follow my heart, the car crashed again. Follow my stars and Mars scratched his chin. I'ma fall apart, then call it art again. Every time I plan it, I end up like a planet. I orbit in the darkness.
Yeah, this verse from No Big Deal is like very introspective, very conscious kind of style rap. He said she lived inside a proverb, 5, 6, 7. Go read those proverbs if you don't know what those are. Man makes plans and God laughs again. Follow my heart and car crashed again. Which is kind of talking about how, like, man makes their own plan and we follow our own heart sometimes, and when that happens, a lot of times it's not for, like, in our best interest. So, like, his car crashed when he followed his heart. Follow my stars and Mars scratched his chin. You know, that's a whole astrology kind of reference there. I'ma fall apart, then call it art again. Turning, like, the brokenness of those situations and then calling it art. That whole verse is insane.
Been extracted, the cycle reenacted. I'm liable to redact it. My conscience is attracted to a Bible and a bad beer. Man makes plans and God laughs again. Follow my heart, the car crashed again. Follow my stars and Mars scratched his chin. I'ma fall apart and call it art again. I found a girl when I was climbing up to heaven. Eyes made of diamonds and a smile was a blessing. Took my heart out and then she left me while I bled. Sent a final message to the heavens and it said,
banger. We got CC up next.
Hey, wait, look, yeah.
Better the lemon, I'm ready to eat.
I got an attitude, yeah, like easy. I had to blow up the lab like BD. I got a problem with friends, no Phoebe. All of you boys low-key wanna beat me. Thumb on the game and they running like CC. Thumb on the game, they running like, hey, look what he did, I'm a whole nother species. Some of y'all still look sleepy. Billboard keep you see me. I never mess with no Drake like Riri.
I never mess with no Drake like Riri is such a funny bar because you know, Drake wanted him and Rihanna to be a thing, I'm pretty sure, and Rihanna was never kind of down for that. And so, like, I don't mess with no Drake like Riri, but I don't mess with no Drake as in a gun, because that's another kind of thing. But that's kind of not true, I feel like, because I feel like John Keith does own guns. Maybe not, though.
CC had her on repeat. I look past her box. I got the ghost in the board, no Ouija. Top of my game, let's make it a thing. Who want a piece of the kid? You clowns the same, I came from the king. I've been trying to tell you a myth. Who wanna hang, roll with the gang? I put the ink on my skin. Johnny and Dilly, we got them like, somebody say we the new grits. Can't keep it low, Kia, add some money.
Oh, and also I missed that because I was still stuck on the other bar. But he said, you clown the same, I came from the king. I've been trying to tell you I'm it. Stephen King and his story / movie It. And there's the clown in it, Pennywise. That was a fire bar because I am a huge nerd about horror movies. I love horror. It's my favorite genre of movies. So that's a fire bar.
The same, I came from the king. I've been trying to tell you a myth. Who wanna hang?
Roll with the gang. I put the ink on my skin.
Johnny and Dilly, we got them like, somebody say we the new grits. Can't keep it low, Kia.
Somebody said we the new grits. The Grits were I feel like they were hip hop mixed with maybe like some R&B as well. But they were from like the 90s, I feel like. So it's very, very early Christian hip hop. They were a group. They had that Ooh Ah song. Everyone knows that one. I got to see them perform in Nashville a couple years ago with Toby Mac, and that was fire. But yeah.
Why he chose me? He said you looking lonely, but
don't be lonely by yourself.
Can't nobody fold me. He might have made me OP, but I ain't tryna OD on pride because it's straight from hell. Yeah.
Ready the lemon, I'm ready to eat. I got an attitude, yo, like easy.
I had to blow up the lab
like Didi.
I got a problem with friends, don't feed me. All of you boys low key wanna be me. Come on and give me, they running like CC. Come on and give me, they running like
Howdy. Partner. All of my life they doubt me. Had one shot like Fauci, took it. All of my shows be
had one shot like Fauci. You know, the shot as in a vaccine. But Fauci, Dr. Fauci.
Book it. I like them nice and rowdy. All of my tribe around me. I got the fit from Wowie, how we get it to fit so nicely. I'm on my tip like Spike Lee, do the right thing, off of my king. John got the kid like Tai Chi. Got out the boat all lightning. I found love in a storm like Kylie. From the boondocks like Riley. From the boondocks like Riley. Handle that pressure nicely. Diamonds shining white and brightly. I'm in that studio nightly. Me and my demons fighting. Please do not get me lit. Open that script, give me enlightening. My crew ball like Caillou. My crew hot like Cayenne. We got tunnel vision. Rest in
my crew bald like Caillou. Not literally bald, but it's a, you know, he's pronouncing it as in ball, like we're balling like Caillou, but Caillou is bald. That's fire.
The princess dying.
Yeah. Better than lemon, I'm ready to eat. I got an attitude, yo, like easy. I had to blow up the lab like Didi. I got a problem with friends, don't feed me. All of you boys low key wanna be me. Come on and give me, they running like CC. Come on and give me, they running like
Alright, we got my favorite song off this project. I stand on this 100%. I mean, we have some insane bangers on here, but this is, in my opinion, the best song on Low Blow, Pepe Le Pew. Let's get it.
Physical attraction? I admire her mind, too.
Yeah. Stuck in my head, a competitive dude. My only mission be better than you. All of the sins that I tell in the booth, smelling real rude. Pepe Le Pew. I was a full of rebellious youth. She was a drug and a better masseuse. Had an effect like a sedative dude. She passed the pipe, it was Pepe Le Pew. Tears off in my eyes, like what's the reason? I don't want to be righteous for the ease. Bible say we suffer for a season. That is right. Lord, I hope you practice what you practice, preach. Easier said than seen. I was a wayward teen.
Yeah, and even the way he gets a little melodic there, the way he's flowing over the beat, kind of. This was the first time I really realized how much of an influence Kendrick had on his music. And then there's also a verse on Free, No Big Deal's verse, where it's also like, oh, that is heavily, not saying he's copying Kendrick, but you can hear the influence in that. And like the way he uses auto-tune as a tool throughout some of these songs, it's like almost how Kendrick uses auto-tune. But he, the whole reference to Pepe Le Pew is a skunk from Looney Tunes, smelling real rude, all my sins that I tell in the booth, like basically saying his sins make him smell bad. Not like literally, but it's figuratively, but also, it's a skunk character, which also could be referring to the smell of weed. I'm not entirely sure, because skunk, the smell of skunk is very similar to the smell of weed. And he references she was a drug and a better masseuse. I don't know if that was, she passed the pipe, it was Pepe Le Pew. So it is kind of a double entendre of his sins figuratively making him smell bad, but also the actual weed that he was smoking from whoever he was with at the time. Double entendre there.
It was Pepe Le Pew. Tears off in my eyes, like what's the reason? I don't want to be righteous for the ease. Bible say we suffer for a season. That is right. Lord, I hope you practice what you practice, preach, easier said than seen. I was a wayward teen, reading the Bible, leaving revival clean. I got a text from she, gritting my teeth, wonder what Jesus thinks. I couldn't fight defeat, where should we link? That's when it got obscene. They seen, I type apology. Why did we creep? What was the missing link? Spirit inside that delivered the fire, but I had desires that came from the beast. I tried to fight it, but didn't realize without the Messiah in front of my eyes, I wouldn't survive. I couldn't revive. I failed my God. I did it a lot. I did it a lot. Tears off in my eyes, like what's the reason? I just wanna be righteous, Lord, I'm pleading. I know that my sin had left you bleeding. Won't you have some mercy on this heat? My only mission be better than you.
Like the inflections there, the way he almost doesn't pronounce the whole word heathen, and the way that he just sings that note is very similar to Kendrick.
Hell in the booth, smelling real rude. Pepe Le Pew. I was a full of rebellious youth. She was a drug and a better masseuse. Had an effect like a sedative dude. She passed the pipe, it was Pepe Le Pew.
Let me just give you a taste. I pray that you cannot relate. The Marriott, that's why I stay. I'm Dolo when it's getting late. Yeah, I know that I look like I'm lying, but tonight I'm a favorite snake. Tonight I'ma do what it takes. It's noise to give, I'ma take. OMG with ODB, I might OD the last is back. How long this gon' be with me since 10 years old, been fighting back. Don't you leave it to me, I'm tryna be what you need me to be. Hate on the mirror, my cup full of shame. You see I've been drinking, don't leave me with key. Can't trust my feelings, they tell me that
you see I've been drinking, don't leave me the key. Don't leave me the keys to the car, cause I don't wanna be drunk driving.
I'm stuck with these demons, that is not just a season. Just stop breathing, help me Jesus. How far is heaven? Romans 7. I can't win with all this flesh and blood, this body, if that is wretched. Oh, I know.
Stuck in my head, a competitive dude. My only mission be better than you. All of the sins that I tell in the booth, smelling real rude. Pepe Le Pew. I was a full of rebellious youth. She was a drug and a better masseuse. Had an effect like a sedative dude. She passed the pipe, it was Pepe Le Pew. Tears off in my eyes, like what's the reason? I don't want to be righteous for the ease. Bible says we suffer for a season. Lord, I hope you practice what you.
Who changed the code to the Wi-Fi? I'm disconnected. Why do you hurt me when I try to hear your message? Some things look easy to them, but don't feel easy to me.
I don't speak Hebrew, and lately I've had my doubts about what these verses mean. Trying to see consistency from 2 Peter to 2 Kings. I've been second guessing all the preconceptions that I read between the lines. See my own bias, see my own culture color the way that I see the original context. I just hope I don't distort it. Hope I don't read it the way that my ancestors did. Humanity real arrogant. If we think we won't do what we did again. Our history bloody and sickening. We're broken and bad, like still again. I feel like I'm Jesse, manic and messy, waiting on Walt to come through again.
Yeah, and that's why I'm telling you, Mowgli, every time he ends his verse, He said, I feel like I'm Jesse, manic and messy, waiting on Walt to come through again. Jesse, I'm literally in the middle of rewatching Breaking Bad for like the 4th time. I'm on season 2 right now, but he's talking about, I feel like I'm Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad, manic and messy, waiting on Walt to come through again, Walter White. That's crazy. Like, that bar is just insane, especially in the context of this song. Yeah, in my opinion, best written, performed, produced song on this project. The bass line is like super nasty on this. I really like it.
Competitive dude, my only mission be better than you. All of the sins that I tell in the booth, smelling real rude, peppy lip. I was a full of rebellious youth. She was a drug and a better masseuse. Had an effect like a sedative dude. She passed the pipe, it was peppy lip. Tears off in my eyes like.
Oh yeah, and also to add on to the Breaking Bad bar, we broken and bad like Vince Gilligan, the guy who wrote Breaking Bad. Just another side thing.
I don't want to be righteous for the evening. Bible say we suffer for a season. Lord, I hope you practice what you.
Yeah, best song on the project. You can fight me in the comments if you want. What's the Use is up next. Let's get it.
Did you catch that? I don't know if they caught that. So what do we even? Okay, but nah, you put it down. You put it back on there. Yeah. How long? I guess it all depends. Everybody bleeds. Can you tell me how it ends? I don't wanna feed and it feeds on the ground. Don't know if I even believe in it. I'm tripping. I gotta get it together, man. Remind me to plan. I can't sleep and I'm up again. I know some people must be praying that I disappear. Tell them I said amen. Yeah, everything I ever did. Say it's not for nothing. I can't find one piece of evidence. My grandmama died cause she took what they said was medicine. I'm empty and tired and you wonder why.
My grandmama died because she took what they said was medicine, but it wasn't.
Make it make sense. Yeah, I don't need painless. Yeah, I just don't want aimless. Don't give me aimless. Give me answers. Why you been up? Why stand up? It all falls down. I wanna range until I pass out. Got my hands up. I need a hand now. I need a.
What's the use? What's the difference? What's the use? What's the difference? How long can I keep running this treadmill? Finish line in sight, but I feel like I'm at a standstill. Spacing out at work, I know I'm worth more than I bail for. Pity in the life I gotta use to say I kill for. Maybe if I only got a few more views. Maybe if my bank account is.
Yeah, we got like Linkin Park vibes from Mowgli on this one.
And all the people, they know all my songs, and I could finally be happy. I know contentment is fleeting. I know that there's a cup that never runs empty. No matter how much I'm drinking, but half the people say they drinking from it, still it's so empty. Don't wanna live this life, look back and resent me. Trust in the hand that you dealt me. Feel like I'm driving the left side of the road while I'm blindfolded and swerving from potholes as I go with my knuckles white from hands wrapped tight around the wheel. I might be heading off a cliff, but at least I'm convinced it's real. Give me answers, watch it pan out. Why would I stand up? It all falls down. One rage until I pass out. I got my hand up. I need a hand now. I need it. What's the use? What's the difference? What's the use? What's the difference? Give me an answer. Watch it pan out. Why stand up? It all fall down. One rage until I pass out. I got my hands up. I need a hand now. I need it. What's the use? What's the difference? What's the use? What's the difference?
Yeah, I really like how they let Mowgli shine. Obviously still doing some of the rap side of what he does, but on songs like this, kind of tapping into that alternative like rock, and it's not necessarily super heavily rock, but it's something. It's like hyper rock is what he calls it, I think. Kind of a mix of hyper pop and rock music. So I'm glad that they still are like having him do some of that as well. And it'll be really interesting to see how this new album sounds. Because like on these songs, some of them are like 4 minutes already. Are we going to be getting like 5-6 minute songs from them now with Tori Deshawn? Because I would assume they're going to have songs with all of them on it. Maybe some songs here and there, like this one where it was only John Keith and Mowgli. But it'll be interesting to see how the dynamic of the album layout is on this new project with Tori on it. I'm excited for it though. Next up, we got Free.
Blackjack.
I know I made mistakes. I'm always in the way. Sometimes I say I'm fine, and I know I'm not okay. How long I've been searching, everything I've seen. You ain't gotta be perfect. God just said be free. So my diet so green.
Yeah.
Don't smoke, I keep it holy.
Back on my bull, but I gave up beef, so my diet so green. Bar.
For all my homies, got family that sipping codeine. I pray I don't see you OD. I learned from all my OGs. Listen to what they told me. Survival and living might look the same to the one who don't see. Circles like dosey. Don't pretend that you cozy. Life ain't Zack and Cody. Finding joy feel like hunting Moby. Welcome to the kickback.
Wow.
Gotta do it strategical. Everybody Kit Kat chose not to break. I found hope. I know I made mistakes. I'm always in the way. Sometimes I say I'm fine, and I know I'm not okay. How long I've been searching, everything I've seen. Perfect. God just said be free.
Yeah, you don't gotta be perfect. God just said to be free. Like, you don't gotta be perfect, just be free. That's fire.
I know I'm free, cause I'm a son indeed. But I feel that you might leave me if I just give you a reason. I build 100 feet of a wall to protect the bleeding. I spill all of my feelings to ceilings. Who's in the seat and for real?
Who praying for me? Had somebody tell me something funny. Set up under clouds, it is always sunny. I don't doubt it, but the way my tears coming down, turn the ground muddy. Let a cloud love me, jealous of me now. Had to take a vow, if they coming for me, load 100 rounds. Then I set it down, cause he had the crown. Heaven sent him down, then they let him out.
This is the part right here where he taps into like the Kendrick influence, where he starts by saying, "Who praying for me?" Because that's something Kendrick says as well. If like, ain't nobody praying for me, like something like that. Like Kendrick just kind of hints at that, especially on one of his albums. Dang, I'll just call it Dang for this video. But he kind of goes through all that, and he said, "Who praying for me?" Yeah, the annotation on Genius is also saying how it's kind of a nod to Kendrick.
Who praying for me? Had somebody tell me something funny. Set up under clouds, it is always sunny. I don't doubt it, but the way my tears coming down, turn the ground muddy. Let a cloud love me, jealous of me now. Had to take a vow, if they coming for me, load 100 rounds. Then I set it down, cause he had the crown. Heaven sent him down, then they let him out. Trapped inside a grave, then they let him out. Told him that he raised, then he sent him out. Sentimental, how the sun turn a rain into fruit, and it's many lemons now. Independent of the rain, I'ma mix the lemons with the
got lemon bars on this. Bro, I didn't even know there were lemon bars until reading the lyrics right now. It says, it's many lemons now independent of the rain. I'ma mix the lemons with the cane, the sugar. I'm gonna turn the sour into sweet. Freed me out the cage, which he also talked about in, I think, either Below the Belt or Don't Shoot the Messenger. I'm pretty sure Don't Shoot the Messenger, where he said, something about cage the elephant or something, where he is also talking about freedom there. That's fire. Fire. I'd be rating music and, sometimes writing reviews on Music Board, and I'm pretty sure that I was looking through some of the reviews on there, and they were saying Free was like a filler song, and I was like, bro, are you even listening to the song? This is up there for one of my favorites on here as well. Just really well written, and great performance from No Big Deal on his verse. I don't know why there was like so much beef with this song on Music Board. Alright, we got Interlude, Trying to Be Hard.
Bro, shit. Look. This the second time, so look. You're in Christian hip-hop
and
trying to be hard.
Alright, going into the last song, Tribal Council 2. Next week, if we check out Upper Hand, we will be checking out the first Tribal Council, and I'm assuming there's going to be Tribal Council 3 next week when the new album drops.
Yeah, Billy, yeah. In Miami with a class on
some Socrates
with the Zoes, test them, leave you messy
like the soccer team. Leave you messy like the soccer team. Lionel Messi. Fire.
Greek down, they think I'm Socrates. Pull up to the Travis Scott show with a Coptic priest. Indie Tribe ain't on the move, man. Stop it, please. You ain't looking silly as a goose. You a flock of geese. I found my lyrics on a scroll on a mountain peak. Even if you climb 10,000 feet, you ain't topping me.
My style's sicker than the man who flew on Epstein's plane. Tribe will always go against.
My style's, bro. I'm telling you, I'm saying this at every beginning and end of Mowgli's verses. Like, I know I've said this probably for every single song Mowgli's on this album, and I will say it for every single song on this next album I check out. He starts the song, or his verse off with saying, my style's sicker than the men who flew on Epstein's plane. What?
I'm done with writing lyrics down, cause at this point them joint don't hit the same. My younger self would be like, man, I can't believe how far you came. Conquered the 36 chambers, offered the wisdom gained from 66 books. I bob and weave and move my feet till I can set up the hook. Don't follow me, just follow Jesus.
I bob and weave and move my feet till I can set up the hook, till I can set up the hook of a song, but then also, punching. That's fire.
Good as I look, and I look good, but not that good. I ain't no Aston Kutch, man. I treat the beat like I was Jean-Claude Van Damme. The snare is expendable. Y'all at raps to the crim, man. That trash indefensible. Really edgy of you flashing pentagrams at the festival. Y'all goofy. I'ma make sure that you know it. You can criticize what I believe, but trust me, I won't be afraid to show it. Say you real, but I can feel you really more like vegan leather. Tribe is solid wood, and you're like sheets of paper glued together. That means we guarantee to stand the test of time. Whether I'm getting by from selling my rhymes or selling selling my time. We're working for a nickel and dime. My brothers and I won't compromise for nothing divine. You know where to find me.
Yeah, hallelujah. The chosen uno on my Bradley Cooper. God stretched me out so I can measure up the body rulers. Clueless, we steady speeding, they just Stacy dashing. Only reason I ain't eat that boy, I was busy fasting. Sometimes
the only reason I didn't eat that boy is because I was busy fasting.
Abraham, I almost sacrificed these sons, then I saw the lamb. Tribe already.
The sacrifice of the lamb, that's the play onwards there. That's fire. Yeah.
Feisty sons, then I saw the lamb. Tribe already won, we just shaking hands. They told me rap is competition, I'm like, where they at?
Oh, great heavens! You see me pull up on that thoroughbred, it's nice to meet you. You go bananas, I'm a cargo crate that's full of Chiquitas. Might see me.
You go bananas, I'm a cargo crate full of Chiquitas, a brand that sells bananas. You see me pull up on that thoroughbred, on that horse because of Indie Tribe. Of course, it's a horse they pull up on.
Levitating on this beat like Dua Lipa. I try to tell John he should chill. Am I my brother's keeper?
Yeah, the Dua Lipa bar, Levitating. She has a song with DaBaby called Levitating.
Like the Russians sent the nuke. I'm so sick of telling y'all that the tribe is on them. I ain't spending no time going back and forth with you. 95 know how to cook, so I ain't playing with my food. I'm just saying we them dudes. I just pray you get a clue. Always causing conflict, that mean you dealing with the truth. Already told you we your gang.
Always causing conflict, that means you dealing with the truth. Dealing with the truth. Dylan, no big deal with the truth.
No, nothing but a crew. Talking about body bags, 4 saddles, probably mad. The king even did what even them. I ain't into keeping sin. Y'all don't want no problems with Don. That boy is Jesus king. Man, you look so tired of lying. Come have a seat, my nigga. Told you what it being in. You should have believed in them. The big homies believe in them. Like, what else would you see from them? Boy, I can't lie. I gave my life to Yahweh.
I can't die.
The last one hit Billboard. My hands high.
Thin line between faithful and faking it. Covered in the crimson light, saving it. Freestyle, but you know you gotta pay for this.
Fire. Freestyle, but you know you gotta pay for this. You know, just because it's a freestyle doesn't mean it's actually free.
Indie Tribe, the new rap pack.
Yeah.
TSA banned every pen in my backpack. My worst rap, put a couple stacks.
TSA banned every pen from my backpack is such a crazy bar, saying his pen is as lethal as a weapon. Oh my word.
Cash app, that's no flex. Made a generation of rap kids with no sex. I know that is...
Bro, this part of the No Big Deal's song, or this part of No Big Deal's verse right here is insane. He said, couple stacks in my Cash App, that's no flex, right after the TSA bar, and then made a generation of rap kids with no sex. That is a crazy line right there. But it's true.
So I got no stress. I'ma hit the target with both arrows of both flex. Like I'm getting brolic in both arms and both legs. I'ma give you a sec, that was a cold stretch. Dilly, you rode a wave that I was raising really. Spent 3 days inside a killer whale, kin to Willie. I had to read the sheet and
3 days inside a killer whale, kin to Willie. That's a reference to the Free Willy movies, I believe, which is about a whale. But then also a reference to his song Willie, I believe.
I might just be Achilles. The live show Bobby Brown and I ain't talking Millie. The new edition, the cool Christian, my hooves itching. We move different, it behooves you to move with it. Follow lamb, not a goat, man. Are you kidding? I guess the fella Cinderella if the shoe fitting. Holy smoke in the villain, I didn't roll it up. Holy smoke and it's still holy, the joke is up. Holy smoke on the way to Canaan, it blazed the way. Thankful that the angel of Yahweh came in and made a way.
Fire.
Indie Tribe just ain't us. Indie Tribe is the people. Y'all can take this all away. The accolades, the shows, the numbers, the everything. You know what's left? The anointing. This God-given, God-chosen. What y'all thought this was? Y'all thought we was giving away participation trophies? Ha ha! Don't be mad. Listen, God gave me and you the same 24 hours. I just guess we're using it better. Cause it's a murder scene. And the police came and took the evidence. 4 microphones and 2 turntables. And Tribe on the move.
Fire. Yeah, I am very interested to see what this new album sounds like, because from the singles, at least like Rob Hell, what was the one? No Matter What. That was the new one. There might be one other one. Let me just look it up real quick. We're on Spotify. We can look it up in 2 seconds. I guess it's just No Matter What and Rob Hell that was dropped as singles. So if it's anything like those 2 songs, we're in for possibly an AOTY. There's a lot of contenders this year, and I will be honest, there's a lot of contenders even outside of Christian rap, like for Christian music in general. But I wanted to do my homework. I wanted to check this album out before Smokefest, get refreshed with the music, as well as next week doing Upper Hand. Tori is dropping a deluxe of Come and See this Friday, so next week as well before Smoke, I'll check that out. It's gonna be a crazy 3 days. The Indie Institute on Friday, before the first night of music starts. The day before that is for the VIPs, which is the after party, or not the after party, but it's like the performances from Ty Brazzle, a couple other artists, the Cypher, the album release party, everything. Like Saturday, another day of music. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I hope to see as many of you guys there as possible. Talk to you, possibly get you in like a vlog or something. I don't know if I'm going to be vlogging or not. But yeah, I'll have the link to Indie Tribe in the description if you want to go follow them on Instagram. Get your tickets for Smokefest if they're still available. I know they're very close to selling out. I'll have the link to the album in the description as well, so you can go listen to it on your own. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys' favorite song on this project is. Mine is still Pepe Le Pew, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have a different favorite song, so let me know. Go be fruitful. Let's go.